Good morning, class 3. I welcome you all to my online English class. Today, we are going to discuss a few topics like subject and predicate, correct form of verb, and composition. Okay, these three topics from the story of silk. First, let us discuss subject and predicate. Here, the subject and predicate help us to frame sentences correctly. So, what is the use of this subject and predicate? It helps us to frame sentences correctly. Okay, we all want to write our sentences correctly, and it is subject and predicate which help us to write sentences correctly. In case we are unable to express ourselves, we must think of the subject that we are talking about. Now, take an example. You want to tell something, okay? You want to express, but you do not know how to express. Then you just have to first think about the subject and then add the extended information or action as the predicate. Okay, and what the subject is doing in your expression, in your sentence, then you have to think about that later. Now let me give you more details about subject and predicate. Subject means uh, one certain topic about which we want to talk. Okay, suppose I say English is my favorite subject. Okay, so English is my subject that I'm talking about it, and rest of the words that makes my sentence complete. So English is my favorite subject. These are my predicate, not only about English language but English subject, but we can say like pizza. Okay, pizza is my favorite food. If I say pizza is my subject because I want to talk about pizza. Okay, this is the main thing, noun, that I want to talk about, and rest of the words which are completing my sentence is predicate. Okay, see here in example, one string of the rope is torn. In this sentence, we are not talking about the rope but about a string of the rope. So, one string of the rope means we are particularly talking about this one string of the rope is torn. Okay, so string is our subject. Okay, and the predicate will be is torn. Okay, that adds more information about the string of the rope. What happened to our string of the rope? String of the rope is torn. So predicate is adding more information about the subject. This is how our sentence will be completed. Okay, see here, subject, Mr. Smith. So what is the name of this man? Mr. Smith. I'm going to talk about this person. That's why this is my subject. And what this Mr. Smith is doing? Mr. Smith took a walk. This is adding more information about Mr. Smith. That's why all these are predicate. Okay. Next, the dentist. Dentist is my subject. It means I want to tell something more about this dentist. Dentist pulled out a tooth. So this is more information about the dentist, and our sentence will be the dentist pulled out a tooth and full stop. Mr. Smith took a walk. Okay, so this is how our subject and predicates make our sentence complete. Now for this, there is one song also for subject and predicate. It's a very beautiful song I found for you. The subject of a sentence tells who or what it's about. It means subject will tell us who or what. Okay, the subject is the place where you will find the noun. In subject, you will you will find noun. Subject means our noun will be there. Like here, Mr. Smith. Smith is noun. The dentist. Dentist is noun. So these are our noun and they are our subject. Okay. If you combine the subject and predicate, you'll get a sentence that's complete. Okay, I've told you you have to put subject and predicate to make our sentence complete. This is the song, okay, which we are going to listen after this. The predicate tells something about the subject. The predicate is the place where you will, and the verb, okay, you'll have the verb. So predicate, in predicate you will have verb and more information about the subject. See here, so the dentist is our subject and pulled is verb of this subject, and out a tooth, this is more information about the dentist. Okay, this is how we use subject and predicate. Now let us listen to the song. Listen to these songs, subject and predicate song.
Subject of a sentence tells who or what it's about. The subject is the place where you will find the noun. If you combine the subject with the predicate, you'll get a sentence that's complete. The predicate tells something about the subject. The predicate is the place where you'll find the verb. If you combine the subject with the predicate, you'll get a sentence that's complete. That's complete.
So with the help of this song, it will be very easy for us to remember what subject and predicate is. Now have a look at the book. Subject, predicate. The poor man, the poor woman sobbed. He, subject, smiled sweetly. A man and a woman walked beside him. Okay, subject, predicate. Now it's your assignment. See if you can divide the following sentences into your subject and predicate. Birds fly in the air. So birds, this is our subject because it's a noun and we are talking about these birds. Okay, fly in the air, I'm underlining it. Fly in the air, this is, what is it? Predicate. This is our subject. Okay, so you can circle subject and underline predicate. Here carpenters make furniture. I'm circling carpenter because it is our subject, and make furniture I'm underlining because these are predicates. So these way you can circle subject and underline predicate in your book. Now let's come to the next topic, tense. It is not in your book, but to link with this work in your book, we have to discuss tense first. Okay, tense. In grammar, tense is a category that expresses time reference with reference to the moment of speaking. Okay, tense tell us what time the action took place. Okay, so there are three types of tense. One is past tense, present tense and future tense. Okay, there are three tense, but today we are focusing on past tense. All right, the past tense is a verb tense used for past activity. Please do remember past activity or past state of being. For example, I jumped in the lake. This jumped word, see, jump is the major word, but ed it's added, means ed shows these activity is already done in the past. Okay. Second, I was happy. So was is not a major verb, but it's a linking verb, and it is in past tense because present tense of was is. Okay. This is a past state of being. I was happy. So this is how our past tense tells us when the action took place. Okay. Present tense tell us action is taking place now. Future tense, it will take in future. Okay. More examples. Simple past tense. See. Positive, negative, and question. See, simple past tense. We are just focusing on simple, okay, past tense. He met his wife 6 years ago. So, met. Action. M-E-T, met. In present tense, it will be M-E-E-T, meet. But in past tense, it will be met. Negative sentence, he didn't meet her. When you use did, your main verb should be in present tense because this did is already in past tense. Did he feel sad yesterday? Again, when you use did, again there should be present form of verb. It will not be felt, it will be feel. Did he feel sad yesterday? So when you use did, please use major verb in present tense. Okay. I graduated. So graduate is your main word. So when it will be in simple past tense, it will be graduated. Okay. Graduate negative didn't because did is used here. And did they watch a movie? Did, and major verb is watch, but it will not be watched, it will be watch because did is already used in your sentence. Okay. They watched a movie yesterday. Watched. You went to the bed early. Went. Go. Okay. In present past tense it will be went. Study will be present. Studied past tense. Have present. Had past. Feel present. Felt past. Make present. Made past. So these way our walk will be changed into past. When we use our walk in past tense, it shows the action is already been done. Okay. Now check your book. Why did we do past tense? We'll see here. Yesterday we dash in the river. In our sentence, they are talking about yesterday. It means it is past. Okay, it's gone. The action is done. And in bracket, verb is given, that is swim. Okay, and how will you write this swim in past tense to show that the action was taken place yesterday? Swim will be SWAM, swam. Okay, yesterday we swam in the river. So these way you are converting all these sentences to the correct form of verb to agree with your sentence. Okay. Last night a thief dashed my bicycle. So last night means it's gone. Last week it's gone. Yesterday it's gone. My brother dashed his friend home. Now check this sentence and what form of verb you should use. Do it in your book. All right. Now skip listening and speaking section for this time. Okay, we are directly moving towards composition. In composition, see the question. What would you do to cheer up someone who is feeling sad? If someone is feeling sad, what will you do? What could you say, do, or arrange to make someone feel happy? Now think about this and write a few sentences. Okay, how will you cheer up someone who is feeling sad? Here I'm showing you my example. See, it's a sample writing. Okay, I would try to find out why they are sad and see if there is something I can do to help with that. I can also tell them funny jokes to make them laugh. I can bring them a small gift of something that they like to brighten their mood. So, this is how I will try to cheer off if someone is feeling sad. Now you think about it and create a short writing. Alright. So this is the end of our video. With this, I would like to sign off. Thank you. God bless you all.